waiting for Sunday because I do believe our two featured speakers are going to knock the socks off. I know it's trite to say that, you know, we save the best for last, and that's exactly what we did. This individual I'm about to bring up, she has worked in the corporate America for over 10 years. So she brings that experience every time she speaks. She right now is working with 5 companies. You see them up on the screen, but I want to really make a designation on 2 of those. She's the founder of DNet, as well as Sales Supply Chain. But what I really want to talk about is how she impressed me. Remember the first time I heard Jennifer Bagley speak. Within the first, I said a half an hour for Craig. I'm sorry, Craig. Within the first 5 minutes, Jennifer had me hooked. She made me realize that as a solopreneur, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, I wasn't doing it. Yeah, this overnight sensation that took 10 years in the making, I still wasn't doing it because I realized that this is a business. There's certain practices that each and every one of us must do, must achieve, and must accomplish in our journey in this thing we call entrepreneur and owning a business. And I can't think of a better person that has business acumen than Jennifer Bagley. She will truly take your time and convert it to cash. And quite simply, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you would like a little bit more cash in your pocket by show of hands? All right, how many of you would like a little bit more time on your hands by show of hands? And how many of you have to have a heck of a lot more of both right now with by show of hands? Well, then get up on your feet and really show me what you mean. And let's introduce Jennifer Bagley, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Is this man incredible or what?
Yeah.
I absolutely, with all my heart, adore you, Maurice. This man, in so many ways, from the second I've met you, he has the most debonair presentation style, doesn't he? It's like actually hot. You agree, don't you? I'm serious. I love watching you present. Actually, this is the first time in the history of me being a speaker to ever attend as a guest and stay the entire event and to study with you. I have zero training in speaking. I've never written a presentation. I don't have a script. And when somebody has asked me in the past, how do I do what I do? I'm like, I don't know. Follow me. Watch. I don't know. I have no idea. So being able to watch you break it down, being able to watch what you guys got that I've stumbled through over the years has really been incredible. Being able to repeat a process, a system, and be able to duplicate that, that is what will make you successful. For me, I was lucky. I had a corporate career and spent a tremendous amount of time. Actually, let me start off. How many of you think I'm highly degreed? You've heard me talking here. Anyone? What's that? Degreed. Do I have a degree? I have no degree at all. I am very lucky that I'm a good talker because I got myself through high school. That's it. I started in corporate at 22. And by the time I was 26 years old, I had been with 4 companies, was the vice president of global supply chain strategy and compliance for Nordstrom, ladies. Oh, wow. Fossil Watches brought me to Texas. I don't say y'all, I'm working on it. However, I'm from Seattle, Washington. And by 26, I made $160,000 a year as a single mom in a state with no friends, no family, no nothing, in Dallas, Texas. So, no degree. So I've gotten really good at not studying anything, just doing and totally screwing up continuously. Are there gains and failures?
Yes.
There are. I've taken some nice ass whippings.
Y'all.
Yes.
Y'all.
Yes, we are.
Oh, y'all. I've taken a few. So I really appreciate this opportunity. 10 years ago, I was single. I was working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My son just hit kindergarten. His name is Terrell. You'll hear a lot about him today. And I realized I'm missing everything. I miss 2 weeks out of every single month. I haven't attended any of his games. He just started t-ball. He just started soccer. And I've missed all of it. So I pulled a complete female moment. How many of you know a female that when they get something in their head, there is no thought, no discussion, no nothing. They just stop. They make a decision and they go, right? So I quit on a Friday. You wake up on Monday and you're like, this is good. This is good. This is good. I'm going to go with the mail. So you go to the mailbox, you check, the same bills came that you had prior to your job, during your job, and now you have no job. I was like, this is really interesting. Huh. I've done quite a few things as a woman that I wish I could retract. This one, very quickly, I decided I don't want this lifestyle. I made a ton of money, had an Infiniti QX56, 2 houses, I bought my 3rd house in Texas, and I was doing relatively well. However, balance, life, my entire inside, from the insides out, I didn't like where I was headed. I didn't like the lifestyle that I was living. I wanted something more. So I stayed in a position of, you know what, we're good. It was a good decision. No problem. We'll take care of this. And I started my first company, and I decided that I was going to study entrepreneurs. So for a corporate person, when you're driving down the street and you see every Starbucks packed all day long, you wonder what the hell people do. Do these people work? Because I'm always working. I don't know how there's so many people lounging. And then I started hearing about these things called networking events. So I decided to go. I was like, not quite like an association meeting. It was a little bit different than what I was used to in corporate. But I started paying attention to how small business owners, mid-sized business owners act, what they do, what systems they use, what technology they use. Now in corporate, I had put myself through a few different training courses. Anybody familiar with Six Sigma? Yeah. Okay. I was a black belt in Six Sigma. Nerd. I also put myself through project management. Anybody know PMPs? Okay, so I was a certified project management professional, and all of a sudden I almost started to not like myself. Because I can't go into anything without being irritated with the layout, the logistics, where you're sitting, where you're standing. Why are you not up? Get up. You're not working. I started really turning into someone who was overly analytical, and I didn't like myself again. So at this point, made it very, very easy to get into being an entrepreneur and to study, to use what I've learned in corporate America to study what works, what doesn't work. I came up with a creed for myself in business that worked, and you guys grab a note paper, right? You want to write this down real quick. I promise, write down I promise, because you can roll with this with me. I promise to protect and leverage. Underline the word protect and underline the word leverage. My time, money, resources, relationships, and technology. I promise to protect and leverage my time, money, resources, relationships, and technology. All too often we expend time. We make decisions that are not protecting our most valuable assets. Can you get back more time? No. Once you lose it, is it gone? Yes. Can you buy more? No. You absolutely can, and that's what we're going to do today. All right, so we're going to talk today about how to convert time to cash. Do you want more hours in a day? Yes. If you have more hours, are you going to do good with them? Yes. Can you make them more money? Yes? You absolutely can. Absolutely. So today we are going to talk about how to create digital assets that are going to convert time to cash. I watched entrepreneurs over and over and over again. Actually, the first companies that I started was a real estate mortgage company. And I literally sat down with my group of realtors. I grew it to 238 real estate agents in 2 different cities here and in Seattle, Washington. And I sat down with my real estate agents. I used to train them on marketing because I was learning how to market and digital and so forth. And when I looked at their schedule and I saw they spent 99% of their time with who?
Other realtors.
Casey? That's your first, your last, and your only. Don't cheat. Yes.
Other realtors?
Thank you, Kate.
They spent all this time with their competitors. You just saved Kate, that was good. I didn't understand it. So I had a real estate agent in my company, and I sat down with her and I was like, why is 90% of your time spent with your competitors? She said, you don't understand. I own the company. However, I don't understand. She said, I have to know other real estate agents because my listings are going to get sold by other agents. I was like, fantastic, I didn't know that. How many listings do you have? She was like, well, none right now. Write this down. HLAs, high leverage activities. We have to be able to determine what our high leverage activities are. Do you have people in your life that remove you from high leverage activities?
Yes.
Do you have thoughts in your head that remove you from high leverage activities? Absolutely. The speed of life right now, it's incredible. But it is taking over us. It is taking over what we do, how we think, how we act, watching people's mindset, their decisions. It's very, very interesting watching us seem to lose control in many different areas. You notice? We have to get that back. In order to do that, write these down. First one, we must have clarity. Write down clarity. We are going to create a significant amount of clarity today. I want you to walk out of here and be very, very clear on what works, what doesn't, what your intentions are, and how the heck you're going to go make it happen. Does that sound all right? Mm-hmm. Second, write down focus. Without clarity, you cannot focus. Does that make sense? Without clarity, you cannot focus. You are guaranteed not to be able to focus. Third, execute. Maurice, you talked about what I call an execution gap, right? I know what I need to do. Most amazing statement I've ever heard is, if you could only get people to do what they already know they should, they would consider you a genius. Wake up to that one every morning. If people could get me to do what I already know that I should, I would consider them a genius. Do you agree with that statement? You already know what you need to do. Everyone in this room, it's in you. You have it inside you. You know what you're supposed to do. You know what you're not supposed to do. Doesn't mean you know how to operate the technology, but you know you need to learn. It doesn't mean that you're okay standing up and presenting in front of the room, but you know you need to get over the fear that prevents you from doing so. You have 100% of everything that you need already designed inside of you. It's already built in. It's just a matter of making some different choices. So the third one is execute. First, without clarity, you cannot focus. Without focus, you cannot execute. If you don't execute, you will not win. How many of you have sat on the fence before? Bench sitters, raise your hand. All right, stop. I had the greatest mom. My mom was like, are you sad? Tough. My mom does not have any sympathy for me at all. I could call her like, today's a bad day. It was a bad day. She's like, great. So what are you doing later? No sympathy at all. All right, so we have to execute. In today's environment, how many of you want to be in business 1,000 days from now? Yes, for yourself, yes? Yes. How many of you have children? Anyone around 11 to 16, kids or grandkids? Do they think we're smart? Not at all. They think we ride a different bus. They really do. My son has looked at me on days and he's like, do you need a helmet? You have issues, Mom? He's like, I'm worried about you. You're not. He's worried. I was in the British Virgin Islands. I take my team to the British BVI. So we were out there for 10 days, and it was my son's birthday. I felt a little guilty because I was coming back a day after his birthday. I got on my Facebook page, and I decided I'm going to write happy birthday in the sand. You know when the water washes up on the sand, and it just makes it so pretty. And I took a stick, and I wrote happy birthday in it. And I took this coconut I found on the side, and I put it there, and I took a picture with my thing. And for $25, I uploaded it to Facebook. It's $25, one upload from BVI, okay? Uploaded to Facebook. I went online. I was about to say, I love you, baby. As soon as I went on there, I noticed he had created an event at a place called Main Event. He had 300 RSVPs. I was paying at $35 a piece. This is the challenge. Everything Maurice is talking about boils down to one thing: our ability to communicate. Life, business, relationships, friendships is our ability, our strength in our communication. Do you agree? Is that why you're here? The better communicator you are, is it going to produce a better result? Yes. As long as a great mindset accompanies that? Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. The children today, we're 1,000 days away, as Casey says, of you guys having 4 options as it relates to your interaction with my son. Lorenzo's son, and anyone else in here that has a child under 16. A, you are going to need to figure out how to employ them. How to get them to work for you. B, you are going to figure out how to work for them. The opportunity for you to be able to even get in their door at that point, do you think they're going to have a different process than what you're used to? Just a little bit, absolutely. Or C, you're going to have to figure out how to make my son interested in your product or service and become a customer. Or the worst of all, are you prepared to compete with the next generation? Their databases are significantly greater than our combined databases in this room. Their ability to motivate, influence, and persuade audiences will outperform this room. Bless you, baby. Absolutely outperform this room. And the difference is, they don't have to make a phone call. I guarantee you he didn't pick up the phone and invite somebody to that event. He hit go. When Maurice was talking about Facebook events, for a child to compete, if I gave Maurice, myself, Casey, we're technically influencers. Michael, if I was to give us 3 days to compete with my son to fill this room with a couple pizzas and a skateboard giveaway, guess who wins? Oh, he'd knock the socks off this whole room, even if we all joined forces. So I say that because a lot of times when it comes to us changing, we think we have a lot more time than really we do. In the last year, technology and the way people communicate has changed more than in the last decade. Do you think it's going to get easier? It's going to slow down. I don't think it's going to slow down, right? I don't think it is. It is good. The rate of the way communication is changing. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Dig, Dove, StumbleUpon, Touch and Added, YouTube, and so forth. All they are is different cell phones. It's just a different communication device. Let me ask you guys some questions. In this room, in the last 12 months, how many of you have made a purchase because of radio, television, or newspaper from someone who you were not an existing customer of? Raise your hand. What did you buy? Every time. What'd you buy? Books. About books. What'd you buy? Amazon is not paper. That's internet. We're going to come back to that. Who else? How many of you in the last 12 months have made a purchase from either newspaper, radio, television, and you were not an existing customer? What did you buy?
I bought a employee stock option plan setup.
Did you Google them prior to making the purchase?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. What'd you buy?
Joe Osteen, his, how do you call it?
The city package.
No, to go there, to see his.
His event.
His event.
Off television.
Off the television.
Fantastic. Anyone else? Is that it in the year?
Yeah.
Zumba.
Zumba. Wow. You want to practice?
No.
Anyone else? If I go to school for marketing and advertising, what are they going to teach me how to do? Radio, television, magazines, newspapers. This is the greatest part about having a history in operations and logistics. I don't have to be retrained. I am very logical about understanding what freaking doesn't work and what does. I would rather listen to you or a group of soccer moms tell me what works than a marketing and advertising company who has a master's degree all day long. Casey, myself, Maurice, Michael, we speak on stages around the nation. Every audience, every age, every demographic, every different vertical market, every different financial situation, CEOs of $100 million companies, startup companies, mid-level companies, SMBs. And if I ask you how you, as Lorenzo calls them humans, as people, buy, and you tell me you make your buying decisions a certain way, who am I to argue with that if I want to be successful? How many of you have made a purchase over the internet in the last 12 months? How many of you, look around, keep your hands up and look around. How many of you have made a purchase from someone new, individual or a new product, from a referral over the last 12 months? Look around. How many of you Googled them first? Look around. If you couldn't find them or there was negative information, you didn't make the call. Look around. This is the deal. People buy two ways. One because of referral, two because of the internet. They validate the referrals with the internet. If you want to be successful today, what should you concentrate on? Referrals and the internet. It's not going anywhere. It's not. You know how you buy. You know how other people buy. It's very simple. So where it said HLAs, high leverage activities, 2 HLAs today. What are they? First one? Referral. Second one?
Internet.
Does referral work without the internet?
No.
I'm telling you right now, you have a 60% chance of it not working. Last year when I asked these same questions, I would have said 40%. The year before, I would have said 20. It's going to get worse. Meaning people are willing to not move forward, not make that call. I had a gentleman that sat almost right where you are. I just thought about it and I almost looked like him for a second. So he literally, not really, but. Okay, so he was sitting right here and he was like, that's not true, Jen. That's not true. My business is entirely referral-based business. I was like, fantastic. So if Mary refers me to contact you and I Google you and I don't find you or there's negative information and I don't make the call, how are you going to fight that battle? He was dead set on explaining. I'm like, no, I never called, hon. I was like, at some point we have to get away from our own bad, you know what I mean when you see someone plant their feet in the ground and they should not. They need to stop, okay? So we have to be very careful. All right, write down these 4 things. We're going to concentrate in 4 areas. First one, technology. Second, strategy. Third, mindset. And go ahead and put / behavior. They're connected. All right, and fourth, network. Who you surround yourself with. I'm telling you right now, if you want to be successful, you are going to nail these 4 things. These are core fundamentals and foundations of having a successful business. Everything else is accessorial. Everything else. I own 2 digital marketing agencies, a consulting agency, and the founder of DNet. Casey's CEO of DNet. Is it nice to create companies and let other people run them? Yes. Yeah. That'd be good. Okay, he's killer. On top of that, every customer that is in our pipeline, tell me this, mathematically, if I have 2 clients that have the exact same technology, exact same product, exact same strategy, exact same marketplace, exact same price point, exact same marketing investment, one performs here and one performs here. Is that possible?
Yeah.
What is the one differentiating factor?
Action.
What is it?
Action.
Action? Network? So same, technology is identical, strategy is the same, product's the same, everything's the same. Image, belief?
Casey.
It's the frickin' people. It is the people. The people are the only differentiating factor. It's difficult for me because I have a lot of products that are identical. A lot of services that I take 2 companies exactly the same, and I'll say, go. One performs here and one performs here. The bottom line is the one thing that is not addressed that has got to get fixed first is the way you think. The way you think will drive what you do. What you do will drive what you get. It just will. There are some people that came to this workshop, possibly, or others, that from day one say social media is for kids. I'm not interested in using that. Or I can't make any money doing X, Y, and Z. That mindset will crush their business. There are some people in here that might not like what I have on, what I wear. They might not like red shoes. By the way, I just have to point this out really quick. That's why I wore red shoes. It's from Maurice's brand. You see? Brenda said, why don't you have black and white shoes on? Okay. All right, you guys. So everything that you think, it literally will change what you get. Do you guys think it's difficult to change yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Depends on the
It's
mindset.
possible.
Depends on the mindset.
Depends on the
If you change
mindset.
your mindset, it's easy to change.
What do you think the two things that actually create change are in people?
Pain.
Training.
Pain, perfect. A significant emotional event, which is usually negative. I'm going to avoid that one. Okay? I'm trying, Heisman that one. Or consistency. Consistency. Maurice did it over and over again. He was consistently pushing you down a particular path. Here's the information, write it down, do the exercise, present the exercise. Here's the information, write it down, talk about it, do the exercise, present the exercise, get feedback. That is a project management system. Research, design, implement, evaluate, modify, and do it again. So in my world, that's what you do, okay? That is a formal system used in an enterprise level for organizations that stretch the universe, as well as in a small environment as well. And that is what you did. It is perfect, perfect. In this environment, which one would you guys like to choose? Significant emotional event?
Or
Okay.
consistency.
I have a mentor of mine, Lars Lofstrom. He says, so friction sharpens the pencil, adversity sharpens the man. So, on one hand, I want to go into today's event knowing that I choose not to have to go through the adversity route, right? I would like not to. However, know this, only through adversity do you grow. We are designed to be uncomfortable. We are supposed to be uncomfortable. If you find yourself sitting here and you're like, this is cool, you need to go to the master class. You need to get up, go fill it out, and you need to get your tail into the master class. Because if this is comfortable in this room, you're not stretching yourself. So I am going to contradict myself. Well, I don't want to have a significant emotional event jog my interactions and change my path. I love adversity. I love being challenged. I love it. When I started, I had a mentor of mine. He says, okay, Jen, you're great. You could probably last a year. I wasn't a great saver. So when I quit, he said, but you're going to be toast after that. So I'm going to let you know that if you do this right, you're going to be broke. You're probably not going to sleep. And everything that drove you to become an entrepreneur is total crap. You're not going to see any of it. How many of you became an entrepreneur for freedom? Raise your hand. Money. Raise your hand. Joy. Raise your hand. All right? This lifestyle. I don't want to work for the man. Right? Those are the reasons we start. Chalk that up to a line of crap entirely. Okay? If you do the right things, if you go into it knowing this stuff's going to be hard. This is going to take work. This is going to be uncomfortable. I am going to have to face some fears I didn't want to. I'm definitely going to have to change my mind and I'm going to have to change my behavior. And if I can consistently do that for a long enough duration of time, only then can I possibly see those things that I wanted and the reasons that got me to become an entrepreneur. Right now, I take 4 minimum vacations a year. I travel a lot. Maurice said, you want to come speak? I was like, sure, but can we fit in Vegas, and can we fit in the beach, and can we fit in LA too? So we fit those things in. I don't miss my son's games. I can choose my own schedule. Those things that I wanted, I have. But I'm still not happy where I want to be. I'm still not where I want to be, right? So I'm still going to continue to pressure. However, it's critical to go into it knowing I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. Are you okay with saying that? Okay, write that down. I can get comfortable, or I am comfortable being uncomfortable. Because the next thing we're going to go into is technology. I want you to think about change. Most change is superficial. How many of you have been in a boat? If I take a boat and I anchor it in shallow water, will the boat move? A little bit. What if I anchor it in deeper water? Then what happens? I'm anchored, but it moves. I want you to think about this. Every thought, every feeling, everything you are running through your veins is simply a bunch of anchors. You have been pre-wired and pre-programmed by who? Parents. Who else? School. Teachers, friends, peers, experiences, teachers, bosses, television. Okay? You have been pre-wired. So if you want to change, it is important for you to figure out what the heck that anchor is attached to, rip it out of the ocean, and go plant it somewhere else. Otherwise, all it's doing is moving. You guys know what happens on New Year's, right? You get in shape. Gym membership. I'm going to go to the gym. I'll be like, bang it, right? Then March rolls around. I'm tired. That is a boat. That is normal change. So we have to adjust that. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about time. Everybody's comfortable with change, yes? Are you in it to win it? I'm American Idol junkie. All right, so we're going to go into technology. Right now, technology is the framework of your business. Maurice has mentioned on multiple occasions, he's been talking about his website. I want you to think about technology like this. You need to own it. If you were to sell your business, what are they buying?
Your list.
Your list, yes? What does a list look like today? A list before used to be an export out of a CRM system, call it a day, I got 17,000 contacts, what is it? What does a list look like today?
Email list.
Email list, what else?
It's what people have bought, how often they've bought, it's their demographics, it's the kind of things they're interested in, it's how many...
Still CRM data, okay?
Google ranking.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I need giveaways, ball, something. So, he said your Google ranking, which is the traffic that you have on your website, you have ownership of that. That has significant value. And your social media following, which both are what? They're people, right? So the old school version of valuation of a company or the purchase of a company used to be acquiring a list, building a list, and selling a database. In today's world, it is much, much, much greater. It's quite easy to determine that a list has less value than a following. Okay? Over time. When you combine the two, you have two very, very physical assets for your organization. In my world, I look at ways to create businesses that become distribution channels to people. So if I come up, I have massive ADD and I'm constantly creating new businesses in my head. I need to stop. However, if I get a good one, and I want to be able to bring it to market, what is most important to me? Publicity? Publicity requires me to basically take an arrow, throw it over the fence, hope somebody on the other side catches it and says, aha, and comes back to me. Yes? What else is important to me? A network. I need a distribution network, a distribution channel. When I sit down with the business owner and they say, I have an incredible idea, I don't really have any money, great idea. I don't really have a network, but I have a great idea. It's very, if you don't have cash, a network is critical. It is everything. It is where you start. How do you create a network that can allow you to deliver a particular product or service or message that will allow you to convert it into cash? How many of you believe that you don't leverage technology today because you don't have enough what? Cash? What else? Time. Number one excuse that will prevent a business owner from being a success. I don't have enough. Okay, how many of you consider yourself in sales? Yes? Let me ask one more time. How many of you consider yourself in sales?
Oh, yeah.
Married? You dated? Have you gotten... Never mind.
Has he gotten a gig as an actor?
You're better than you think. Alright? Okay, so, yes, absolutely. You're in sales. How many of you repeat yourself over and 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 over again in sales? Okay, so when we wake up tomorrow morning and I say, I don't have enough time to do what she said I should do. And then you go answer the phone. And you answer 10 questions. And then you hang up the phone. And you start thinking about what I said again. You're like, oh, she's telling me I have plenty of time. What is she talking about? I don't have enough time. And then you go answer the phone. Or you go sit in an appointment. Or you go to Starbucks. Or you stand up at a networking meeting. You answer the same 10 questions. One more time. I want you to walk to the mirror and do it like that. Slap yourself. Shake yourself. Rattle yourself out of your own skin. Because if you are willing to answer the same question over and over and over and over again, but you're not willing to stop momentarily or long enough to leverage a piece of technology that will allow you to digitize that message, record it so that it can be used without you. You're creating your own position. You're creating the fact that you don't have enough time. So check this out. If I come here, I came from Dallas. We've been to Las Vegas. We've been all over, okay? If I came here and I spoke for these 90 minutes, and Bruce Waterman was not with me, how long would the value of my time here be in existence? 90 minutes. Bruce Waterman being here with that camera and recording this event. What is going to happen with this video? We're going to slice it into what? So first thing is I'm going to multiply it, right? It's going to get sliced and diced into pieces. Then it's going to go where?
On the internet.
It's going to start off on YouTube. And on YouTube, I'm going to take each little segment and we're going to slice it into a particular topic, dice that up, give it a title, search engine optimize it, and we're going to let that baby run. What is going to happen to that video?
Go viral, hopefully.
Okay? It is going to gain in asset. It's going to appreciate. It is going to appreciate. My time here will not appreciate. The difference between compound interest and simple interest is great. If we were talking about a 401k plan, you'd know what we were going to pick, right? We're going after compound interest. When you make decisions in your business, go after compound interest. I want things that appreciate, that grow. If I'm a small business owner and I have 50 customers, do I get more hours when I get another 50 clients to be able to cater to them? No, you would have to expend another resource, right? But if you do what Maurice does, what Casey does, what Michael does, and you digitize information, you replicate, the number one most valuable asset in your business, which is who? You. If you stop, take 5 steps back so that you can take hundreds, thousands, in a compounding way, steps forward. Your digital assets are more important than anything. If I was to show up at this room, and God forbid it wouldn't happen, but if I was to show up here and there were 3 people in here, I am cool. Bruce, you're my favorite person. I love him. That's who I love. At that moment, the digital asset becomes everything because when we break that down and we drop it into YouTube, search engine optimize each one of those, we also put, and we'll talk strategy, a lead capture form that's tied into a CRM. Inside the video description, a CRM is a contact relationship management system, and we're going to dive into that too. Contact relationship management system. There are 3 pieces of technology you need outside of your cell phone. You must have a WordPress website with an integrated blog in one shell. You must. You own that. That is your home. Yes, ma'am?
Would you repeat that a little slower?
Yeah.
Press the website with what?
I'm only halfway through my 3 shots of espresso too. A WordPress website with an integrated blog. Okay, and you need to own it. A WordPress website, it has a blog inside of it. I've seen some web people make some dumb decisions and separate them. A WordPress website, that's the most powerful content management system on the planet. We don't want to be creative. We want to use something that has the largest code base, the largest support system, the largest developer base, and that's what we want to use. That is your home. Without a website, I've heard people say, I'm going to leverage Facebook as my primary website. Do you own Facebook?
No.
No. Do you own Twitter?
No.
When you post content on Facebook, how long does that last?
Depends on how many friends you've got.
Moments. The more friends you have, the less valuable you are. Okay? there's a draw. If I have, which I have around 150,000 fans between my Twitter accounts, if I post something on Twitter, it lasts for about 0.002 seconds. If I post a blog article, if I take one of these videos and I drop it into a blog and I optimize one blog post, what happens to that post over time? Expands, builds, grows. This is it. It becomes more powerful. It grows in strength. The stronger that post becomes, the more traffic that is going to be acquired. And if you have a strong call to action and a lead capture form, you will convert it into new business. Speak, digitize, post it somewhere permanent that you own, have a call to action, and convert that bad boy into new business. And over time, it grows. I've never had to create a sales organization. Guess who the best salesperson is in my company?
Digital.
It is. It's replicating Casey, replicating myself, replicating Maurice. It's being able to identify who are the power players and how can we digitize them and put them somewhere permanent. And then how can we convert into a new prospect or a new lead. The process of marketing is so simple. It will become a lifestyle as this is, I love this. Watch it. Casey and I literally sat when Maurice was talking yesterday about Google Hangouts, and when he said the word embed code, Casey and I were like, oh my God, that was great. This is so, Maurice and Casey, what was your brand a year ago?
A year ago it was low tech, big check.
Stand up and say it. Do it like
Can't
you're...
anymore. It's like weird.
Say
It
it.
used to be low tech, big check.
You hear that? Casey developed a massive organization, a huge presence by saying, I'm Casey Everhart, low tech, big check. I was standing in the background going, huh? What happened? Did you have a fight with technology and you lost? I didn't understand it. I watched Maurice. Literally, his website right now is built in tables. I heard an ouch. Who is the ouch?
Someone who has learned.
Oh, how do I make that go there? I had a fight with technology and ripped one. Okay? Check this out. His site, see these TRs, TDs? It's called tabular data. Tabular data is a no-go on Google. When it comes to choosing service providers, get an intermediary. Get someone in the middle of who you're talking to and stay away from the triple Fs. Write these down. Triple Fs. Anyone want to give me the first one? No, Hank. I hear you thinking. First triple F, stay away from them. Friends. They can become friends. Don't call a friend first. When it comes to hiring technology providers. Second one, stay away from family. Run. Run. I don't care how much you love them. Just because your nephew just got out of web school and learned how to make WordPress or Flash websites doesn't mean they're qualified to do that. Third one, fools. You might need a third-party judge to determine who you're talking to. And I say that because this is a significant investment. No different than if you were buying a house, would you do the due diligence to figure out how rates are determined in mortgages? You would do the due diligence. That is a significant investment. This is a huge part. The reason I say it's a significant investment is because it is not how much you spend. It is how much you lose. Your lost opportunity costs for doing this wrong are way more than your cost to do it right. Does that make sense? The lost opportunity cost. When you take, Maurice, can I use you as an example?
By all means.
You are highly successful. When I put my operations brain on, the only thing I can think about is how freaking successful you'd be had this been done right. And it makes me want to go like this to whoever did it, okay? Had it been done right, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what the lost opportunity costs are of you killing it on stage, killing it on content, generating amazing partnerships, amazing strategic networks, generating fans who love you like you are family to your network. It hurts my heart to see that. Okay? Like, oh, it's hard to find good guys. Okay? So that is tough. When it comes to a website, everyone in here, so I'll say this in advance, I promised Maurice we would do a complete evaluation of your existing website, and anybody who you talk to about having a website built, if you're not using us, at least call us and let us say yay or nay. At least use us, use our team as a judge, right, to keep you away from the third F. Because the fourth F sucks. So it's where you wind up. Failure, I was just saying fail. Okay. All right, you guys, so we talked a little bit about technology. Let me hit one more thing. We talked about websites. There are two things you have got to have from a technology standpoint to start, and the third one being your social infrastructure. Number one is a WordPress website. Number two is you must have an integrated CRM, which is a contact relationship management system. Mother Node, this is a CRM system. This is not expensive. Having the right kind of infrastructure from a website standpoint, the right kind of infrastructure from a CRM standpoint, this is not buku bucks anymore. It used to be, but it's not now. Inside a CRM system, you will have the ability to create web forms that you can tie into your website. If I go put up a big brochure, if I come and speak, Maurice just talked to you about how to close and convert at the end of a room, right? Do you think there's any difference in my delivery and presentation here and my ability to close and convert at the end of this class than there is on a website? Should there be any difference? So at the end of this, at the end of Maurice's, at the end of Craig's, at the end of Michael's, they're going to give you a what? On a what? Piece of paper, which is called a form. Yes. Online, I watch people just yap. They're just yap jobs. They just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. They never have an offer and they never have a form. Does that make any sense? The process of marketing offline and the process of marketing online are identical. Listen to what people want. Deliver answers to those questions. The offline version, I'm speaking. The online version is you, Mr. Waterman. Post it where people can find it. Here, I'm at Maurice's events. Online, I want to have it inside websites and networks. Provide an offer or a call to action and give them a flippin' form. That's it. The process of marketing is so simple. Don't overcomplicate wanting to become a speaker or having a place to speak. You can speak every single day. Every day, and you should. Maurice told you about Google Hangouts, right? Giving the ability to stand in front of a video camera and say, hi, I'm Jennifer Bagley, I'm a sales supply chain, and I am so excited to be here today. Do you think it's easier for me to talk to that camera or to you?
To us.
Do it on the camera. Do it every day. Every single day. What Maurice just told you to do. He broke down a system. You can practice it every single day. Turn that Google Hangout on. Turn that thing on record. Don't worry about perfection like he said, and do it every single day. Why? Because you change how?
21 days. Consistency.
Consistency. There's no time frame on it. It's going to depend on anybody else. Okay, dots. All right. Inside this, that is your strategy. Listen, communicate, post it where people can find it, and flip and convert. Don't forget to convert. We're not here. We're like, hi, it was great to meet you. And I'm going to leave. You'll be broke. You'll be broke if you try and run a business without converting. It will not work. Websites are identical. If you create a blog post, that blog post is going to grow over time, yes? So if I have 10,000 blog posts, out on the internet with web forms and call to actions and conversions. What did I do for me? What did I get more of? Time. So let's go through. The standard phrase is I don't have enough time. Now, if you lose time, can you get it back?
No.
Can you make more? Absolutely. This is the matrix. Take the blue pill. Okay? This is take the blue pill. I can create as much time as I want by replicating myself, digitizing myself, and putting myself somewhere else where I'm working for me while I'm in Vegas playing. This is good. Yes?
Yeah.
Pool, work. Which one? I'm pool. I like the pool. Okay? But while I'm at the pool, guess what's happening on my cell phone?
It's working.
New lead, new lead, new lead. Somebody wants you to speak. Somebody wants you to speak. Someone wants a free website evaluation. Someone wants an SEO evaluation. Someone wants a social media marketing evaluation. While I'm at the pool, I am totally working so hard that it's that it's funny. Right now I'm working. I'm working because I have thousands of videos that are out there and they're producing. Well, I'm not. You heard Casey, you heard Maurice talk about interviewing other people. So if I already have thousands of videos out there, let's go back. So we're going to go through clarity. Earlier, we said how you buy. A via what?
Referral.
Referral. B via? The internet. Do you think I have a lot of people providing me with referrals, saying you should call Jennifer Bagley?
Yes.
Yes? Absolutely. Do you think those people are going to the internet and they're Googling Jennifer Bagley?
Yes.
Would you like to show up and tag team on my marketing tail? Yes. Maurice DiMino, Casey Everhart, Michael. This is what you need to use them for. They have mastered this process. They own massive real estate online. You know, guaranteed, we're just talking logic, high leverage activity. You know that people are getting referrals to contact Casey, contact Maurice, contact Heidi, and so forth, right? Why don't you use their marketing dollars and just slide in? Getting interviews, creating digital assets. Think about Google. How many of you have seen, Bruce Almighty?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember when he goes into the big warehouse and God says, you know what, anything you've ever thought of, anything you've ever done, anything you've ever seen is in this file drawer. You remember that? Yeah. That file drawer is Google. Every time you go to Google and you type in a word, that file drawer goes, right? And it opens. At the top, it'll tell you how many pieces of paper are in that drawer. It will say 1 of 10 of 2.8 million pages. Okay, for you, the more real estate you own inside those drawers, the better. Google cares about 3 things. So we're in the strategy section. 3 things. 1, are you relevant? Relevant is how you label things. So if I want to get known for being a speaker, then I am going to need a significant amount of pages inside that drawer. Keynote speaker, trainer, workshops, and so forth, right? Social media speaker, SEO speaker, web speaker, marketing speaker. I need a lot of pages inside there. If Casey's already there, which he is, can I cheat a little bit by just joining in his drawer and banking on his referrals? Absolutely. If I go to Google and I type in Casey Everhart, I want you to look in the very top left-hand corner. It's going to say 1 of. If it says 1 of 37,000 pages, versus if I go to Google and I type in keynote speaker and it says 1 of 500 million pages, if my interest is to be in position 1 through 10, which one do I have better odds at? Casey's. This is why our last position is network. As a small business owner or a solopreneur, the likelihood of having a budget significant enough to compete in a world of 200,000 pages, 3 million pages, 300 million pages is probably slim. When Maurice said, I put you in these positions, in these tables, because you need each other, he couldn't nail it better. As a small business owner, your need for developing a network of like-minded people who market the same way, who use the same technology, who understand the same strategy is so critical because you have two choices: time, money, and if you have a network, you can gain more time and spend less money. You don't have a choice as a small business. It's not even a good decision, even if I had the cash. Even if I have the money to invest in traditional search engine optimization, that's rank and placement on Google, it doesn't make sense if the alternative is available to leverage each other. Does that make sense? All right, strategy. I'm totally losing my voice. Do I need more shots? All right, inside a CRM system. Write this down. If I don't measure it, I can't improve it.
There you go.
If I don't measure it, I can't improve it. The difference between the way I function and the way many business owners function, they start their conversations off by saying the words, I think, I believe, I feel. I start mine off by saying, no, I know. I know, because I measure everything. When a customer of mine wants to debate, and they want to have a conversation about what works and what doesn't work, and I have data across multiple clients in the same position, can't always share all the same data, but I'm telling you, I will not advise someone based on a hunch. I will know. The data is available for you to be able to know what works and what doesn't work. If Maurice was to call me back and say, are you interested in speaking next year? In 2 seconds, I will go pull up a campaign inside my CRM that says Maurice DiMino, it has this date, it has this event. It is going to show me how many leads were generated, how many opportunities were created, how many quotes were created, how many were won, and how many were lost. If I want to make high leverage business decisions, will I use that data to tell him yes or no? Absolutely. I get calls a lot for speaking opportunities. I say no a lot too. As you progress, so in the beginning, right now, it is critical. Every opportunity is critical because it's going to be something that creates content. But I will tell you, right now, when you're speaking for free, when you're doing Rotary Clubs, when you're doing these free engagements or video-based content, it is critical that you develop behaviors that will make you operate like a big business when you're a small business. Does that make sense? It is critical. I will tell you, for me, it was very difficult going from corporate to entrepreneurism. In my first 2 years, I literally had to check myself, go, what the heck am I doing? I was literally losing skills that were ingrained in me that I was so proud of having by being an entrepreneur that made dumb decisions. Dumb. I did things like, well, I'm going to watch what they're doing. I didn't say, well, let me find out how much they make. Let me find out what their business looks. I didn't do the due diligence. I just simply said, let me watch what they're doing. The last one, we're talking about strategy. This is floating into network. Who you surround yourself with, who you take your advice from, will be the make it or break it in your business. My guess is whoever that network is, was it Craig that said that? He did. He said, the income of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most will be your income. It's in business, it's the same. It is identical. When he was giving you a laundry list of who should you surround yourself with, who should you identify and look for as your network, that is critical. Okay? Inside a CRM system, you have the ability to measure what works and what doesn't work. So when you sit down and you have a friend of yours advise you, and they say, you should, you hear and go, no. 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 No, I don't need to. Because you're going to be able to see what works. The math I told you earlier, when I talk to an audience and I know they do business via referral, they do business via the internet, and that information right there shows me what works and what doesn't work. What is financially profitable, what is not. It allows me to pick better friends. It allows me to choose better advisors who I listen to. I may have people who I planted in my life that are advising me, but I give them a box that they can stay in, right? Because I'm going to do enough analysis to know whether they're a great index. If Maurice was going to critique me or Casey was going to critique me, these two people critique me constantly when it comes to speaking events. My presentation, my delivery, when I talk too fast, I get my tail whooped after these things. Ah, floodgate, slow down. They're already going like this. I trust them for that. I trust them impeccably. You have to find advisors in each area of your business. Give them a set criteria that they work within. Don't listen to them for everything. Have you ever seen somebody ask their broke Uncle Harry about money? You ever seen people ask all the right questions to the wrong people and then actually change their thought process because of the answers they got back from the wrong people? No more. No más. All right. Next one we're going to go into is we're going to go into network. Networking is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about a network. Your network is going to consist of your advisors, mentors, strategy partners or strategic partners. I'll give you the definition. In my world of a strategic partner, it is someone who sells a different product or service to the exact same ideal client base. Someone who sells a different product or service to the exact same ideal client base. We work well together. If I was to ask you right now, if I said I have somebody willing to pay you right now, open checkbook, and they're going to give you a new speaking gig, they're going to pay you $5,000 for the speaking gig, or I can introduce you to somebody who speaks on stage 200 times a year at all the places you want to speak, which would you choose?
200.
You know what people always go after?
The money.
Right here, short-term gains do not produce long-term rewards. Your network is also your promotion network. You've heard a lot today about blogging, and yesterday about blogging, creating video, and so forth. I'm going to show you very, very easily the format for creating a digital asset, which is your voice, which is your sales organization. The format is the same continuously. The first thing we need to do is what? Does anybody remember? We should listen. The first thing we have to do is listen. Do you remember who did the Sicilian Idol? Raise your hands. What was the advice I gave on the audience?
The pain point closer to the end,
Yep.
and I don't remember.
So we talked about silos, right? It was being able to identify. I want to identify specifically with you, which means I have to do what?
Here.
I have to listen. I have to know you have an issue in a particular area. What else did I give? The audience. I was saying this audience is a group of what?
You said bring it home to the audience, say you have certain needs, and let them know your product is going to provide those answers they're looking for.
Absolutely. You could care less about a CRM system or a WordPress website, right? You do care about making more money, gaining freedom in your life, building an organization, building a business, having more time, being able to spend more time with your family, being able to accomplish your goals, yes?
Yes.
Will a website and a CRM system help you get there quicker?
Yes.
Will it accelerate your results, right? Anything. Tell me your name again. Ashley, photographer. So, can I borrow you? Come on. Okay, so we got into a conversation about photography, right? And during that conversation, we were trying to figure out what does that messaging look like for this room. So for you, what do you want as speakers? Why? What do you buy? Well, let me start with this. What makes you make a buying decision?
Emotion.
Emotion. Is a headshot emotional?
No.
No. What do you want as speakers? Tell me, emotionally, what do you want? Connection. What else? Forget about photography. She's not here. Ashley, stop. Just a second. Okay? She's not here right now. What do you want as speakers?
For people to want more.
Audience.
You want feedback? You want acceptance? Yes? You want to feel good?
Trust.
You want to look good? You want to feel trustworthy? What is that going to do for you? It's going to provide validation, which is going to help you do what? Make more money, have more credibility, more authority in the workplace. People are going to buy you before they ever hear you. based on a picture. So if it's important, you sat down? Sit down? Just stay down. So if Ashley is interested in helping you, if she was to say something like,
In order for you to build your client base, your image means everything. People will buy you and your message before they've even met you. Having an incredible image will help you grow your business. Get more customers, make more money, and enjoy life. And that's where I can help.
is that for you? That's for you. When I say listen, I mean freaking listen. What you know as a subject matter expert about your business means squat. They don't care. People do not care about your product, your service, how great it is, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. They don't care. What do they care about? Them. They care about them. Everyone on this planet, you've seen Maslow's hierarchy, yes? Okay? People want love, acceptance, and respect. People in business want to be able to fulfill a dream which gives them a better quality of life, wants them to feel respected, make more money, and to be able to have the freedom that they originally sought out to be an entrepreneur. How many of you believe you have a product or service that can help people accomplish that? Raise your hands and look around. Make that happen. Make that happen for your audiences. Your audience is in this room, your audience is on the phone, your audience is at a lunch table, and your audience is online. Guess which one's bigger? Online. Get them here. Perfect that message. You have a monstrous ocean of opportunity that is swarming around asking questions you have answers to. Don't wait for the phone call. Don't wait for a lunch meeting. Sure the heck don't wait for a networking event, and don't wait for Starbucks to make it happen. Do it every day. Every day. Hey, Digitizers, when we first started talking, you owned a blog, but you didn't blog. Now, you're constantly putting out messages, you're constantly putting out calls to actions, you're constantly putting out lead capture forms, and it has become a behavior. Maurice is doing the same thing. Casey is doing the same thing consistently. These individuals, I remember sitting down with all three of you and you being like, no. 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 No, Jen, I don't have time. I don't like technology. Teach my VA, woman. They didn't want me to tell them. Right? I got introduced to VAs. But no, I'm not talking to your VA, I'm talking to you. No, we both say no. No. We'll stand here all damn day. I'm in foreign, she's off these moms. So, yes.
It's become so much of a habit that when we went on a workation, time was put into, oh, we're in a different place, we need to make blogs. So we shot 8 different blog posts in a week that could be used from a different location than the office, just for different backgrounds.
Hey, can I have him repeat that just for the recording?
Just for the recording. It has become,
Say it in your radio
Bagley.
voice.
It has become such a habit that when we went on a workcation, and I have to say workation because we write it off when we leave, to Sedona, I planned out 8 different blog posts, one a day, 5 minutes, 6 minutes out of the time, just to make sure I had more blog posts ready to go with a different background and covering topics that I needed covered. So it was
You
behavior.
planned out
Yes.
the building of your sales organization and implemented it while you're on vacation.
Yes.
Is that high? That is high. That is high. Absolutely. Yes. There you go.
I was wondering if WordPress has like a video platform that's permanent, because one of the problems I've seen on sites like YouTube is that your competitor or somebody who just doesn't like the clothes you're wearing can flag your video, and that's a real problem for a lot of people, because YouTube in reality is a very serious business. You've got people making close to $1 million a year just for uploading videos. So if you've got if people are able to just make your video disappear, that's all that time and effort permanently gone. So does WordPress have something where you can just put it there permanently and then like link it somehow to YouTube and other video sites?
So there are hosting platforms. YouTube is a hosting platform. It is God.
Yeah.
It is you have to play the YouTube game. So if reputation management is a challenge, that we can't remove you out of YouTube to deal with a different issue. We would have to address that issue specifically, whether it was content related, the way the videos are tagged, how they're optimized. So that needs to be addressed very, very separately. The hosting platform YouTube is another communication vehicle that provides a different channel, a different distribution channel. Grabbing that video, embedding it into a blog post gives you the ability to manipulate that video and put it in front of a new audience using new titles, new tags, new categories, and so forth.
So that if the YouTube video disappears, it'll still be on WordPress.
I have not seen that, the disappearing act that we talked about. So we'll have to look at that. But they're two separate lanes. Okay, so one we'll definitely look at, and we can visit and look at some specific examples afterwards. The marketing aspect of being able to generate content, communicate on YouTube, and push that through that is critical. So we have to figure out that separately. Okay, content as a whole, the more real estate. Think about that Bruce Almighty, that big huge filing system. I was giving you the 3 things Google cares about. My ADD kicked in, so I'll bring it back. The first one was, there is no part 2, actually, I should say, Maurice. Okay. The first thing was, are you relevant? That's how you label things. That matters in YouTube, it matters on your blog. The second is, are you current? Current, for example, in the DNet environment, having a digital network where there are many of you producing content. My guess is, as a solopreneur, you being able to push out content 3 and 4 times a day is probably not reality right away. However, as a group, you being able to do that as a unit, the reason that media sites are more higher ranked and have more power than individual sites is because of what? Frequency of content, absolutely. It's more relevant, it's constantly, it's more current. That's what having a digital network is critical for. The third thing Google cares about is, are you trusted? Third-party validation. Welcome to social media. DNet itself, this is a digital network. This network happens to be DNet TV. We have other vertical markets. For example, I have the founder of GWEN, Global Women's Empowerment Network, which Michael Littenberg is in the back of the room. Say hello to him. GWEN is an organization that is launching a digital network that is for people who primarily help in transformational coaching, transformational lives, counseling, and so forth. Inside Global Women's Empowerment Network, you're able to take groups of individual businesses that specialize in a particular area that want to reach the same audience. What are they called? Strategic partners. A strategic partner is an alliance with another business group or individual who focuses on the exact same ideal clientele but sells a different product or service. You guys have to create these powerhouse groups coming together in a particular network, joining forces to be relevant, to be current, and more importantly, to gain trust. If this group was to all come together right now and we created a blog post, we pushed it out on DNet TV, we threw up a picture with all of our images on there, we have the ability to pin it, tweet it, recommend it, send it out to Facebook. This is what Google considers trust. A third-party endorsement is a like, a share, a comment, a retweet, a pin, a post. That is Google saying other people trust that content, therefore so do I. As a group, as a network, you can grow 1,000, 10,000, 100 times faster and accelerate your results as a unit than you can ever do individually. I implore you right now, if you are a solopreneur or a one-person shop or a two-person shop, stop being that. Start thinking about yourself and concentrate on developing an organization. Do you all need to be on the same W-2? Absolutely not. Do you need to be inside a network that becomes a powerhouse? Absolutely. Your chances as a solopreneur and entrepreneur are flipping slim to none of making it where you want to go. So make the decision right now. I don't work alone. I won't work alone. I am not here to be by myself. I do not want to stand alone. I will look for networks of people who think like me, act like me, have the same technology, have the same mindset, and want to go where I want to go. And that is my team. That is my team. Maurice says it better than anybody. This is his family. His family travels with him and his business everywhere he goes. I see it online. I watch it constantly. When he posts something, he says, my family, we're doing this. My family, we're doing that. And they go as a unit, as a group. It doesn't matter how many people you have in your company. It does matter how many people you have in your network and what those relationships are like. I see a lot of business owners struggle with the difference in between being popular and developing fans versus developing friendships. The fact that he says family, a friendship, a collaborative arrangement, a collaborative network. It's interesting watching people's egos rule their lives. Ego is a son of a gun, I'll tell you that. I am not interested in ego because it will cause extremely poor decisions to be made. This can't be ego. This has to be, I need to identify people in my life, whether it's my personal relationships, whether it's professional relationships, customers, strategic partnerships. I need to be in alignment. The second something is out of alignment, actually Casey and I got in an awesome conversation the other day. We were talking about an individual in our network that made a totally different decision to choose a different lane. In my world, I have to say they belong there. That is the lane they choose. They belong there. This is my lane. I know where I'm going. I know who I want in my lane. I have complete clarity and the ability to focus and execute in my lane. If there's peripheral stuff that's happening, it's not my issue. It doesn't belong to me because I have clarity in where I'm going. Is that helpful to you?
Yes.
Fantastic. In a social environment, content, image, video, and most importantly, the ability to connect and convert. Connect and convert. At the end of this event, we're going to hand out a what?
Form.
Right here, we're going to hand out a what?
Form.
At the end of the event, I'm going to hand out a what?
Form.
Out there, I'm going to hand out a what?
Form.
Don't leave home without it. Okay? Don't do it. All right? Marketing is very, very, very simple, you guys. Let's go through the process again because I really want to set this home. The first thing I have to do is what? Listen. My ability to listen is going to give me the ability to do what?
Deliver a solution.
Absolutely. Answer. Deliver a solution. Answer. I'm going to take that answer and I'm going to do what with it? Put it in front of?
Millions.
People. What kind of people? How am I going to reach those people? Offline? What am I going to do? I'm going to do both. Because right now, my offline time here is giving me an asset that I'm going to use where? So I'm going to listen, answer, yes. I am going to make it a permanent fixed asset. Absolutely, I'm going to digitize it. Do not leave home without one of him. Bruce Waterman, Kathy Marshall, I have people in my life that are more important to me than anything. There's a lot of things I can be upset about. I could have came in here with no shoes and had a better attitude than if I had a no Bruce. Okay? You have to digitize what you do. If you go speak at an event or an organization and you don't, you should be so flustered and frustrated that that never, 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 never happens again. Think of your life as an opportunity to document everything. When we get done, we're going to take pictures together. If I take a picture with all of you and I tag your names, where do I wind up?
On our page.
On your page. In front of who? Your network. Fantastic. Digitize everything. You think people don't like their picture together? They're like, no, I don't want a picture. Okay. They just do. They love it. All right? So first, listen. Second, answer. Third, digitize, make sure you capture it. Fourth, get in front of people. How? Offline, we're gonna do what? Speak, 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 speak. Get comfortable doing this. Everything, the reason you're here, it is critical. Life, write this down. Life is a series of presentations. Life. At home, if you're laying in bed next to your spouse, you're in a presentation mode. Okay?
What do you mean?
Don't do it.
I'll leave it alone. All right. If I'm on the phone, I'm in presentation mode. If I'm on a stage, if I have a mic, I'm in presentation mode. If I'm in a Starbucks, I'm in presentation mode. If I'm going after a promotion, I'm in presentation mode. If I'm trying to get my kid to mow the lawn, I'm in presentation mode. Life is a series of presentations. What you are learning here is not how to become a speaker. You are learning to present, to communicate in all aspects of your life. Without it, we already know where that leads. We must master this. We must. It is critical. So, we take this content. 1, offline we speak. 2, where do we go? Online? Everywhere. Where do we start?
Our website,
Why do you start with your website?
because that's the real estate we own and it's
Because
permanent.
Yes, it's permanent. It has valuation. It appreciates. You own it. Always start with your website. That is your core hub. From your core hub, it distributes where?
Social media, everywhere else.
Social media. The reason I'm on Facebook is because there is a what there?
Audience.
An audience. Is it permanent?
No.
No. Is this permanent?
Yes.
Absolutely. A network, a collaborative marketing network like DNet or Gwen, or we have the Entertainment Pulse. A collaborative digital network is a permanent fixed asset for your business that actually you're bouncing and leveraging other people's identities, brands, names, referrals, and marketing dollars. And more importantly, their time. Do you want to be in front of Casey's referral network?
Oh, yeah.
Maurice's?
Yes.
Hank's?
Yes.
Mine?
Yes.
Guess where we are? Right there. It's easy. It's easy, it's easy, it's easy. At the end of every presentation, you are going to do what? Have a what first?
A bookstore.
Prior to, I'm so glad I came to your class because you actually gave me my presentation. Now I know what I say. Prior to capturing, you're going to give them a what?
Call to action.
A call to action, which is, in Maurice's version, an offer. And then you are going to provide a what?
Or.
Do this every day. This is marketing. There is nothing, you don't need to get more creative than this. You need to master just this. Listen, answer, digitize. Speak, put it inside networks, inside your own blog, let your blogs and collaborative blogs punch it out to the world. Provide an offer, call to action, capture new business. The next version is, when those leads come in, having the ability to refer them to other people, to give back. You said if you give, I think Maurice, that was yours, if you give, you get, right?
Exactly.
Okay, when it comes to lead generation, when your mind changes too, I do this to generate leads, sometimes those leads are good for me, sometimes they're not, and they're good for other people. I will give the opportunity to generate new leads and opportunities. Inside my CRM system, I have the ability to look inside the network and hand off leads to other people. Start giving. If you become a giver, if you become someone that is incredible at generating new opportunities, if you're talking about photography, I will tell you what, right now you should be generating leads for videography. If you develop a group of videographers that you're able to pass leads to, fantastic. What if you became the expert on branding and imaging for speakers? And what if you were so powerful online that you actually have organizations contacting you to find speakers? How many people will love to be in her back pocket then? Absolutely. The easiest way to position yourself is to learn how to give, is to be an asset. My dad always said, both people better come to the table with more than an appetite. Right? In all relationships, the more you do that, the better. You guys, is this helpful?
Yeah.
Overwhelming? Yeah. A little? Are you scared? Are you scared? No. We're not, right? Because in the beginning we said we're going to be comfortable being what? Uncomfortable. Damn it, get with it. Okay, it's easy, 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 easy. This is actually very simple. We have, thank you, love. There are 2 pieces of paper here. Okay? Maurice, are you okay with me talking about this strategy behind why I do what I do?
Yes.
All right. As a speaker, I often notice that it is difficult. Well, actually, tell me this. At the end of your presentation, sometimes do you feel like it's difficult to have a particular product or a service to deliver at the end of it? Like that's a hard part? Yes? I'm seeing lots of nods. All right. You have the ability to sell or rep for more than your own things. Your strategic partners should become part of your network. Maurice talks about that. Casey talks about that. This first evaluation form, so take the first one, it's more of an evaluation. This evaluation form is an opportunity for 1, me to get your information. 2, I promised Maurice, there's like 50 of you, that we would do a 1-hour consultation for every person in this room, absolutely complimentary, to be able to help you evaluate your business, your website, your social media marketing presence, your business plan, and how everything you learned at this event applies specifically in your business. Is that helpful? Woo! Okay, so please, bare minimum, fill that out and sign up for that. Now, for me, there are 3 different kinds of individuals. I have to be able to prioritize properly. So you'll see 2 different check marks on here. One says 911 and one says 411. Let me give you my definition of each one. A 911 is someone right now, I'm in. I need to understand how to do this. I'm in implementation mode. I'm going to get a website in place. I'm going to get a CRM system in place. I'm going to join DNet. I am ready to be ripping and running and put my infrastructure together. If that is you, check 911 because we're going to put you first on the list. The second is a 411. This is, I slightly have a small ounce of fear that is preventing me from jumping in full on. However, I'm here and I just need a little help getting over the edge. Okay? Check 411 if that's you. I need to know that because it's important for us to figure out how we can best help. If we dive right into technology and strategy and how-tos and so forth, when really where you are is in a mindset challenge. Am I ready? Does this scare me too much? I need to know where that is because I want to help you get to the next step. Does that help? Lastly, on the next page, we've done a few different things. The first one is a membership to DNet. Okay, inside DNet, and I'll tell you, DNet is a digital network. If it makes more sense for you to fit inside GWIN, Global Women's Empowerment Network, because that's your niche market and those would be better strategic partners, we're going to do that. If it makes more sense for you to fit inside the Entertainment Pulse with all of the Entertainment Network, we're going to do that. So don't worry about which network you go into. Just know that we're going to surround you with a group of people who are learning at the same pace, using the same technology, leveraging the same strategy, and you guys are going to be able to work together to grow your business. Fair? Fair. Okay? That is the cheapest, most important, effective, and powerful system you can possibly employ. If you are a startup, solopreneur, or not financially ready to put everything together, at least do that. At least join a group that is going to provide you with the technology, systematize the strategy, and more importantly, between behavior and the network, you have a group of coaches and mentors and partners who are going to help you change your behaviors. The people in this room who have done that. Hank Ulof, Maurice DiMino, Casey Earhart, Sharon Ulof, Bradley Brahms. Am I missing anybody? Bruce Water. Bruce, my man. He's the leader in this thing. So these individuals started where you are. For each one of you, do you have any quick input you would tell people as far as where your mind was when you first heard me right now in this same spot initially versus where you are now?
I mean, like speaking, I'm not much of a writer and everything else, so getting into doing the writing, coming up with the ideas, that was my initial stumbling block. Right now on my to-do list for blogs, I have, I think, 30 or 40 different ideas for blogs. And it's just getting through there and doing them, you know, at least once a week, but I want to start going to at least 2 or 3 times a week. And each one of those will expand my presence.
What was the learning curve for you? Were you comfortable?
Well, I have an IT background, information technology background, so I'm comfortable with that, but it's, again, it's the writing and everything else, which I was not as comfortable with, and that's why I always have my wife proofread.
Now, I also remember in the beginning us talking about you not necessarily,
Yes,
coming on the team, not
I
necessarily
wanted to be
video.
more in the background doing the consulting, the analysis, because that's what my background is. But
Now you're
I know, I realize I need to do more, so I have to be in front of customers and whatnot, so that's why I'm doing Maurice's 6 months.
I am so happy you're here. That makes me very happy. Hey.
Hey, Brad, you have 30 of them?
Oh, now
I'm
it's
proud of you, bud.
competition.
No, I'm just proud of you.
8, 30. 8,
in
they're
my-
not deceiving.
My opinion, the first time I heard you speak, it was, holy, what the was that? Blogging was one of those, I've heard about it, and yeah, I know I should do it, but there is a roadmap. And DNet can help you get started. If you put your toe in, or if you think you might, or if you have no idea how to do it, there is a roadmap. And you know, it really is a pattern. If you scroll back on that, what you see is, wow, picture, video, you know, some written words, and a capture form. It is a formula, and
A lot of
and DNet shows you how to do it. It's a simple,
trust.
it's a system, as Casey calls it. Save yourself some time, energy, and money. Why reinvent the wheel? Just use the system.
I'm going to give one quick testimonial to DNet. We have a member in DNet who's a property manager up in Seattle who has no interest in social media, no interest in the internet, no interest in anything digital. The only reason he is in DNet is because I forced him to give me his 16 digits and an expiration date. His first blog up, his first entry in, somebody contacted him via his web form in his Mothernote account. He didn't even know what that meant. He was emailed. He called our office and said, I just got this email of a lead. I don't know what to do with it. We said, pick up the phone and call it. Low tech, big check, call. He signed $1 million listing in Seattle for his real estate agency on the first lead coming through his first blog post ever using DNet. Not a bad deal.
What was the ROI?
A lot.
Seattle, 3%, and 6, both sides.
So, I just set up a second website because I had my original one. And I found that sometimes it's hard to get that second website up at the top. So what I did was I had my free 7 steps on there, took that, made it into a blog, stuck it not only onto my blog, but I blogged for Home Time Magazine, I blogged for Pathios. And what I do is I capture other guest bloggers, put them on my blog, so sometimes I don't have to blog for 2 weeks. I have all these guest bloggers coming on, they take my blogs, put them on their blogs, and that's what I invite everybody to do in here. Email me, catcan@comcast.net. Say, I have a blog, I want to be your guest blogger. I introduce you, put your blog in a different font, do the conclusion, I want to thank so-and-so for being my guest blogger today. Stick it on Home Time Magazine, the editors come in and say, we love that blog. Can you contact them and get a second and third part? Now my name is on it and it's gone everywhere. So everybody should do that in here.
You can also join DNet.
Actually, people may not think they know what to blog about. I think this idea is actually out of Casey. I can give you 20 ideas right now. What are the top 10 questions people ask you? Each one is a blog.
Absolutely.
What are the top 10 questions they should ask you? Each one is a blog.
Absolutely. Easy enough. You guys, it is just about listening. There's another option on here for those of you that have a website or don't have a website, and I will answer your question. We have done something which I'm going to get my tail totally whooped for as soon as I get home because I did it last night in the hotel and he reprinted everything, which is we put you guys the option to get a WordPress website set up for your business. Website, integrated blog, integrated social media platform. In addition to that, if you guys are hosting and maintaining your site with us, We will also set your blog up to be able to distribute on your behalf to all your social media sites without you having to lift a finger. And we put it on a 12-month payment plan if you want to try and help. So that means I'm essentially funding your project to get you up and running. So if you guys are interested in these, in addition to that, I'm going to give away Maurice's time and Casey's time because I keep talking about them and they did not say it was okay, but I did. And I have the mic. So you guys, on here, one is we will do 3 videos with you guys that are introducing you to our networks. It's all about you. Our goal is to figure out who you are, what you do, and how best we can get you in front of good strategic partners, good possible customers, and so forth, and to help you start off getting comfortable with digitizing those assets. In addition to that, we'll put up a banner on the DNET site for your business for 6 months. In addition to that, if you guys need us to speak, we're in. Okay, Casey's agreed to waive his fees. Maurice?
Yes.
Okay, and myself. I am a total girl because I don't ask and do it and then ask for permission or forgiveness later. And then the next one is we said we would do an hour consultation for everyone in here. That's like 50 hours. My guess is you can probably get 2 different ones. Casey and I are doing these consults. I tend to take a very, very technical approach to how you're positioned. Casey is harsh and really, really forward on marketing. How to get your message out to the public. Feel free to do both. That's 100 hours of our time, but we're totally in. And the last one is when we launch your website, you guys, we make it a big bang. We do press releases, we push it out on all of our networks. DNET, like I said, it's not one site, it's not one person, it's not a couple people. It's multiple platforms in multiple vertical markets, legal, entertainment, we have 2 women's organizations, nonprofit, transformational speaking, and so forth, marketing. So there's lots of different networks. Our goal is to allow you to get into our distribution network. You guys, if you're interested in this, please, you can see Casey, you can see Lorenzo, you can see the beautiful ladies in the back. We'd love to get you started today. Other than that, I hope that you guys truly go back and start implementing the things that you've learned today. I would hate to see behavior get in the way of your success. Yes, ma'am.
So Jennifer, I love what you've talked about. It's fabulous. And my question is this, what happens if, like I have 3 websites already. I surely don't need a 4th.
So what happens in a case like that? Because, I mean, I can, and then, what about?
Do you have analytics on them?
Maybe. I mean, I think one may have that actually. So, but here's the other question. So
Yes.
it's 2 parts. So if I already have websites,
Yep.
then how do I play with you? The second question is, you have that mother node.
Yep.
What if we already have a Weber and it's operational? Can we convert and move over? Or,
Yes.
you know, will you talk to us about, for some of those who do have already real estate, what happens?
Maurice?
Or maybe that's offline. Maybe it's
Yes,
offline.
talk to Jennifer in the back. Talk to Jennifer in the
Fantastic
back.
questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Okay? We good? Thank you, guys.
Let's do it for Jennifer. That's Jennifer. Right? Stay up here. Stay up here. I'm doing fantastic. Unbelievable. Let me say something here. I'm just looking at your invitation here. I belong to the DNET family. Why? Yes, I have my blog. It's active on my website, but I know that it's not reaching the numbers that Google allows me to reach. I know that by posting my blog on the DNET TV, because everyone else is adding it, Google's watching it with wide open eyes and popping it to the top. So I belong to the DNET family, and I realize that, again, my ugly website, it served me well. Now it's time to move on. And I want all this integration, like one click, boom, it goes all over the place with the WordPress. And again, why? And again, I learned this from Jennifer, WordPress is an open structure. I can't believe I'm saying this, I can't believe I know this stuff. It's an open structure format.
Yes.
So in other words, people are always developing and always developing. So there's all these little buttons, little gadgets. With a push of a button, I can do 10 things. And not only that, with this bonus, unbelievable, a $5,000 bonus. So I'm going to encourage you to join the family, join the DNET family. All right? Let's show the world that we are professional by presenting our best possible way with our website. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go into lunch, but I'm going to encourage you to join us. In the back, they have the full collect this, the forms, definitely the evaluations, where it says, how would you rate Casey Eberhard? Scratch out Casey Eberhard, he didn't do a blessed thing. I put in Jennifer Bagley there. Remember, every form that you give, you'll get a free evaluation, and definitely take advantage. Jennifer will be here to answer your questions and comments, and definitely get you started with DNet or with your WordPress site. Right now, I have it is 12:42. Perfect. We're exactly where we need to be. We're going to take a 1 hour lunch. We'll begin again at 1:45. See Jennifer in the back and enjoy your lunch. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jennifer. Fantastic.